What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? Two women charged with killing an O'Reilly Auto Parts store manager were sentenced on Friday to decades in prison. Shantae Anderson, only 23 years old, was sentenced to 30 to 60 years plus another 2 years for felony firearm after pleading guilty to second-degree murder in the death of James Haller Jr. Ebony Ross, 28 years old, who also pleaded guilty to that charge, was sentenced to 21 to 50 years. Police say Anderson entered an O'Reilly Auto Parts in the 16,800 block of Schaefer in Detroit on November 1st, 2017, and robbed employees at gunpoint. That's when Haller came from the back of the store to check on the commotion and was shot in the head. The now widow of James, Patricia Haller, took to the stand to express her grief before the judge handed down the sentence. "I'd like to get a hold of her for one, but I know they won't let me. That's why you've got all these officers," she said. "But I've got to say thank you, God, because this is the end." Speaking directly to the shooter, she had one clear message: "You don't know what you did." I gotta agree. Most people don't know what they did when they murder senselessly, randomly. Here's the deal. This is why you got to be very careful when you put that gun in your hand. You see, even if you can win the fight, even if you can win a struggle, if you have a gun on you, you're not likely to be physical with a person. You're likely to pull that gun out. I remember back in my cowboy western days, this ain't bragging, this is a cautionary tale. And this is why I try to put this type of information out there. Hopefully somebody will hear it and they'll be like, "Damn, man, I just went through this." Or, "Damn, man, I'm in the same type of situation." Or, "Damn, I was just about to go do this and I had the exact same mentality." We were putting hands on this dude in an after hours one day. And, well, I guess it was an after hours restaurant. And it was behind some girl, homie of mine, who ain't even my homie no more. He got into it with this guy. There was some words exchanged, started whooping on him. Whooped him all the way into the kitchen. Humiliated him, doing him bad. I smashed the man with a big old tray of eggs. I'm just going overboard, just clowning. Then my buddy had a pistol. I grabbed the pistol from him and I tried to shoot the dude. Keep in mind, this is totally unnecessary, y'all, but I'm trying to shoot him. My life ain't in danger, but I'm trying to shoot him. The gun jam. I spend about 5 seconds trying to get the gun to unjam, and then, frustrated, I just start pistol whipping him. Now, if I had shot that dude, my life would have been over. This was pre-Ghetto Boys. This was like 1 year before Ghetto Boys popped. Psst. If that would have happened, there's no GB. Not the GB that you know. That doesn't happen. And so many other things doesn't happen. So many things that I've put my hand on, I had a hand in. Even other people's careers wouldn't have happened. So, it took God to step in there and jam that gun up. And I appreciate that. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of times we don't think about what we're doing and what that gun will do until after we squeeze that trigger. And once you squeeze that trigger, you can't stop that bullet and put that bullet back inside of the chamber. You can't do it. It's gone. So the best thing that anybody can do before they start handling a gun is thoroughly think about all actions involved, all parties, what I'm gonna do or what I may be forced to do, what the person is going to do. You know, what if they don't comply? I got a gun, and gun mean I'm in control, but some people don't comply. What happens if they don't comply? And what happens if they die? What happens, what kind of time do I get for this? People don't even think. A lot of times all people think about is what they're gonna do and how they're gonna be back home in a few minutes counting the money. They don't think about none of the things that could happen in between. There's so much that can go wrong. So many things that could happen that are out of your control between you grabbing that gun and doing what you're gonna do with it. So many things could happen. Police could pull up. Somebody could identify you. Somebody may not be compliant. You forced to shoot. They do DNA analysis, or they catch you on camera, or somebody snitch, and you know. And then another thing too is murder. The police investigate murder more than they investigate robbery. Now, that don't mean that they serious about investigating all murders. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that if you go and rob a business, police are here to protect businesses. They don't care about individuals. It's businesses. It's the way of doing business, the status quo. That's what they're here to protect. And so when you go in there and you rob a business, you can rob it. They may not be too concerned about the robbery. The only real concern that they have for robbery is when you rob a bank, because it's federally insured. So if you rob anything federal, they're gonna come after you. They're gonna try to do everything. They're gonna exhaust their resources to try to get you. But if you commit a murder in a business, look, it's something serious now. Oh man, they finna go down the line with everybody, all ex-employees, current employees, employers. They're gonna try to figure out, was it an inside job? Was it an outside job? How many people were involved? I mean, they're going to try to do everything they can to try to get you. And people they just don't think about what that gun would do. Like, what if I got the gun? I'm telling you from experience. I got the gun. I'm telling you, stick 'em up. Now, what am I going to do if you don't comply? I got to do something. I got the gun. You don't comply. What am I going to do? And people throw their lives away like this all the time. I got a little cousin that's doing 44 years now. And he went in when he was 15 on a robbery, murder. Threw his whole life away, man. The shooter, Shantae Anderson, said that mistakes don't define who we are. She said, people make mistakes, but mistakes don't define who we are. I give her that. You know, a mistake don't define necessarily who you are. It defines what you did. She said that it was a mistake. That's the part that I have a problem with, just the whole mistake part. Because in my mind, A mistake is when I accidentally put salt instead of sugar in my coffee. Not when I consciously grab a gun, plot out a robbery, and shoot the store manager. That ain't no mistake. She did not make a mistake. She made a choice. And now an innocent man is dead. He paid the ultimate price, and his family has to live with that. And so does Shantae and Ebony. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?